Hello. I hope all is well wherever you are. Let me just say how happy and ooh, the way this sun is sunning in my personal space is giving divine love. Okay. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what I'm talking about today. I am just, oh my God, this feels so divine, so beautiful. And I literally was not about to sit here, but I seen like this was the only spot of sun on my floor. So I was like, let's take advantage and enjoy this because it is everything. Oh my gosh. So I'm just talking about life in general today. And I think I may just start off with a small baby rant. And it's just like about life today as it is for, just so many people. And it's just so crazy out here. And it just feels, I don't know what it feels like to see so many people talking about the same things, the same issues. And it just feels like everyone is yelling into a void because nothing is happening, nothing is changing. I feel like we are in a place now where more and more people are coming to realize that our governments, our politicians, the whole system, it's just not what they portray themselves to be for the people because they are not. And it's like the more you realize that, the more you want to find a way to break away from the system. And also realizing within that, piece of knowledge is the fact that it's going to take so many of us to even disrupt the system, and still so many of us are willingly and at times feeling like you have no choice but to work with the system because you still have a life to maintain. Because I was thinking about it. I was thinking about how we could disturb Uncle Sam's peace, okay? But it really is a situation where it's going to have to be one band, one sound. There is nothing else that would work on the individual level. This will take us as a country uniting, putting differences aside, and going and knocking on Uncle Sam's door. I'm just saying, I just wanted to get that off my chest because it's just sad. All of these atrocities going on around the world and even in our own countries. It's just sad, you know? And there's really nothing you can do. There's really nothing you can do. You can call these people, you can email these people, you can protest, you can get all the lights in the world and bring it to not even our front door, right in our view. And nothing is changing. but we're going to have to come together. And I feel like even that is difficult because of how, separated and distant we are towards one another. I mean, that's beside people with their biases and bigotry and um whatever other ill words there are to describe certain ways people have about other people's ways of being and living and existing. So besides that, naturally though, like today, I don't even know, even, and I'm just speaking like just living in the city. Where back in the day, you used to know your neighbors, you used to know your neighborhood, you used to be able to wander aimlessly around your neighborhood. You have your elders that watch out for other people's kids in the neighborhood, and you could be outside all day long playing with the other kids until the street lights come on. Community. I got to experience that growing up. And it's just not like that anymore today. Like I can't even tell you who my neighbors were in the last couple of places I've been. And have I ever exchanged goods or services with my neighborhood? I haven't. And then so it's like now in the time that we are in where communities are necessary and needed, we have to find a way, excuse me, we have to find a way to take the steps to get to know one another again. And I just don't know what that looks like because you have just people just have so much on their plates, so much on their minds. A lot of people, the stress have them in such a state that you don't know who is, literally one moment or one, thought or voice of a certain words that is going to push any given person over off the edge these days. That's another thing. It just seems like people are so on edge, and they have a right to be in the days that we're living in now. They have a right to be. The way things are set up now, people's stress levels are just above their head. And it's just like, how does this end? And I've seen like different, takes on this on social media, and a lot of it makes too much sense for it not to have some validity or truth to it. And it's just like, could this really happen? Now, I could listen to all of this stuff all day long and, you know, um, take from it what I may, but I still stand by God. And for me, nothing is bigger than God's will. So, and it's like, even though things look shaky and gray and all these ill words around the world, I still believe that things how it always have the potential to get better. And I am more inclined to, focus on the best case scenario rather than the worst case scenario. And so it's just taking everything with a grain of salt and just still moving through my day doing what I know I can do to maintain my life. And then it's also when you think about like just where you are in your life and certain atrocities that are happening to a whole country, countries, and it's like I don't know, you see those, certain content creators that guilt you and for enjoying what little bit of your life that you can because of the atrocities that are going on in the world. And while I do get it, I don't think it's right because those things are so far out of our control and it's not of our doing. Even though American dollars are funding this to an extent, if you were to ask majority of the American people, they would not stand behind this. I don't care who is pro, you know what? I feel like more people would not. The sun is leaving. It's fading. I feel like most people would not willingly pour their money into something like that. That's just my opinion on that. Gone over my 10-minute limit to rant. But yeah, I mean, I just I believe that you should always seek joy where you can because there is enough in this world to be sad about, to be miserable about, to be just down and out about. And I mean, that's situations that are out of your control and situations that are in your control that you have the ability to change. And sometimes that may just take a little while longer. But I will always, always, always prioritize joy in my life. I always. That's just something that is important to me. That is something that feeds my spirit in the best of ways. And I find I find joy in so many things. And that's another thing I have realized too is that in this economy, I've seen people talk about and express that, they don't have money to do things. They don't have money for, self-care upkeep or the more luxury activities or whatever it is that you find enjoyment and fun and excitement in that costs. When you have to cut those things out because bills need to be paid. And I guess it's different for me because I've never been the um, like into bars and brunches and malls and all of that stuff. I guess for me, most of my money is spent on art supplies and stuff that I can get into right at home or nature preserves, going on nature trails, which most of those are free. If not, I think the most I've paid to go into a park is $6. But you just I've made it a thing of finding fun things to do that don't cost much because I want to save what I can, and also groceries are like so high. It's just me and my mother, right? Now, I ain't gonna lie. I juice. I juice every week. I'm buying fresh produce every week. So And that's one thing I'm not giving that up. So that is something that I feel like is worth spending my money on because I enjoy it and it's good for me. It's good for my health. I buy a lot of fresh produce to eat in general. So my grocery bill is mostly centered around produce. Hold on, I need a sip. Produce and tea. And I don't know where I was going with that. But the bottom line is that fun can still be had, joy can still be found. And I just find it so sad to see people that feel like, there's nothing that they can do because there are no extra funds to do anything. And then again, you're talking about people in different states as well. And it's not like every state has the same things. I was going to say every state doesn't have a beach, but I don't know if there are states without a beach. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel bad. I just feel bad for a lot of people. I feel bad for the world. And it's just like, and for me, I don't blame God. Everybody has their own relationship with their higher power, whatever that higher power is, and whatever that higher power means to you. Everybody's relationship is different. But for me, I do not blame God for the atrocities of this world. I blame man. I blame the system. I blame the governments. Okay? I blame greed, power, corruption. And who acts out those? Humans. I'm just saying. So, it's just amazing because even all of the stuff that I am finding out about my own country's history is astounding. Like stuff I didn't even have the opportunity to touch on in my, K through 12 education. And it's just like, and it gets worse the more you hear. And it's like you already knew a lot of sordid details, and then it just piles up. It just piles up. And it's like it was never for the people. And so then like I think about all of the chances there's nothing you could do about the past. Okay, I'm going into 20 minutes. There's nothing you could do about the past, right? But I had like a moment to sit down and just think about like the windfalls of cash or money or financial blessings that fell into our hands that just wasn't handled correctly. And like the information that you just didn't know at the time, that you didn't even know to look for, to pursue, to find out about. Like you just didn't know. And then you enter an age or era where you are finding out all of this information, how to better your life, how to build wealth, and You just need, like, you know, to pivot towards like the funds to allow you to do that now that you have the information and the knowledge. And it's like, it's just crazy. I was talking to my mom, and she was talking about like some of the housing programs that Florida has or had that would help you, build a home, like just certain housing programs. And she was just saying, like back in the day when we were young, and she was renting apartments and stuff, she just didn't know that they existed. She was like, I wish I had the opportunity to. I forgot that program that you have to submit a certain amount of hours building, helping to build your house, like programs like that. I think we had saw a commercial or something about it, and she was like just talking about it because the program had been around for so many years. And she was just, just thinking, just talking out loud, and she was like, I wish I would have known about that when y'all were kids, and how she would have pursued that to help her get a home to raise her children in, essentially, a forever home. And it's just like, and that I say the same thing about financial literacy and any other kind of knowledge that you come across later in life that you just wish you would have known. Like, I wish I understood more about credit before being bombarded by, by those people as soon as you hit the ground in college, and then really understood, debt and interest rates and all of this stuff. And you don't even come across this information. You're not even guided to that information. And it just makes you wonder about the education system today, like not being taught like the things that you need to know when you cross the threshold of adulthood. But I know some of that could fall on the parents too, and that you can kind of guide your children. But then also, if you have parents that don't have the knowledge either, how can they pass on what they don't know? It's all over the place. But I've made videos like this before, and I've deleted them because I just be all over the place, not really talking about one particular thing. But I'm gonna keep this video. Okay, I'm gonna keep this video because this is how I'm feeling in this moment. And I'm still happy. I still got joy. It's just a frustration. And I know I'm not alone in feeling it. I just think about, let me just give myself a minute to just what if right quick. In a perfect world, right? Could we live without a government? Like, what if every country minded its own business? What if? Every country for itself mind its own business. Now, could you live without policing? Possibly. Only I have no idea what you would do with criminals and criminals. I'll just say criminals, all levels, from the low to the high, red alert. Okay, I don't know what will happen without a government, without police. okay, how that would work. I didn't think about that side of it. What I was thinking was building communities. Everybody has a skill. As long as you can grow food with seeds that produce more fruits with seeds, you would never be without. You would never go hungry. As long as we have water, rivers, lakes, and rain, you would never be thirsty. And you won't just have to drink water because you could turn those fruits into juice. Okay? So that's the knowing you will never be thirsty or hungry. Okay? We have trees. You have trees that take a few years to grow. You have trees that take decades to grow. Okay. They too produce seeds. So you always have lumber. And this is if everything fell apart right now. So you will still have tools. As long as you got sun, you will be able to have electricity. Right? Because I just feel like we don't need it. Okay? We don't need it. And everybody, there's enough land in this country to house people. It's true. And just imagine paying rent or coming together with your family and your friends, like-minded people, whatever, however your group comes together and buy a piece of land. Even if you just got to start in tents. I mean, I just want so bad for this rent situation to just dissolve. Because it's insane to be paying this much money in rent for a place that looks exactly the same when you were paying hundreds of dollars less. It's it's just it's just maddening. Like it's maddening. And they don't care. They do not care. Like, what is supposed to happen when everybody is forced onto the streets because the rent is not going down and the wages ain't going up? The math ain't mathing. It ain't been mathing for years. Like, namaste. You know what? I ain't gonna get keyed up with this. I'm already there, so it's already time for me to take it back down a level, a notch. And I'm gonna sip my green tea, and I'm just because it's out of my control. There ain't nothing I can do to change any of that on my own. But I pray I live to see the day when we do come together, because I do believe that day is coming where everybody is sick and tired of being sick and tired of being in this messed up, crazy, backwards show. I pray I'm here to see it. I've been looking at the French Revolution too. Boy, now I ain't saying it's got to go that far because I'm not even about that life. You know, I ain't about that life. I like my freedom. I love my freedom. But yeah, the day's coming. It's too many people talking about it for a day of reckoning not to be coming. Now, on the flip side of that, though, on the spiritual side, I do feel like there's a whole lot stirring up, and that it won't really require our input in our actions. There is something stirring. I don't have all the details. It's really just a feeling. And I've received some messages. And just see how it plays out, Just we just going to see how it play out. But all in all, with everything that's going on and how stressful life is right now, you still deserve you some joy in your life. You do. I can tell you right now, my favorite moments from today. That's something I'm gonna try to do every day too. Some of my favorite moments today. Buying my free birthday pizza from Grimaldi's. Well, getting my free birthday pizza from Grimaldi's since my birthday is coming up on the 28th. It was so fresh, so ooey gooey good. I tried their Oreo cheesecake for the first time as well. And it was delicious. Gave me so much joy. Coming into my room and that sun beaming down on me, kissing me all over. That's probably my favoriteest moment today. I love the sun. Let's see. Sitting next to my mama and talking about my day and sharing a slice of pizza while she tells me what she got into today at home. Joy. And my fifth favorite moment is right now deciding that I am going to post this when I have deleted every other rant video that I've sat here and made talking about life. I'm going to post this, okay? Because it's just like I'm supposed to be sitting here speaking my truth and expressing myself. And today, this was my expression. And that is okay, okay? Do you live your life, be happy, do the things that make you smile, please. Because in all of this craziness, joy could change your perspective, even if it's just for a little while. It's worth experiencing, it's worth sitting in. So do the things, find the things. And if you feel like life is so unaffordable, look for whatever you can in your town, in your home, that you can do for the low, for the free. Go for a drive, whatever it is, but try to find some reason to smile, to laugh, to just, stand in the light. There's enough darkness to sit in, but you can choose the light too. You really can. So until next time, and I hope you have a great rest of your evening and a smooth week. A smooth rest of your week. All right.